All right, this is the Mulino, Oregon detective trial on Friday. I'm not sure what today's date is, but I think it's 31st maybe. Anyway, the start line is the threshold here. We have 4 interior rooms and 1 exterior area. This is room 1. Lots of fun places to search, to put things, hide things. So there is a hide. Just so I get my camera to cooperate. Hang on a second here. There we go. So underneath this black cart right here, I take it anywhere on the cart or this chair. All right. Then there was a second hide. Oh yeah, see our cat mimic. Only one dog attacked it. There's a hide here underneath the counter right there. I don't think there was any dogs that missed that, either one of these hides. This is room 2. Also, I'm going to back up just a little bit. So from this hide that was under the counter, the dogs and handlers had a choice of going into room 2 or into room 3. It was kind of a split, but we're going to go into room 2. So we have a door open that stayed open all day long. We have a hide over, see that yellow bin over there? There's a hide inside that bin. And during the day, the odor was starting to drift down, and several dogs were working back and forth before they located it here. I think that I had 100% rate on that one. Then the rest of the room, open drawers there, didn't fool anybody on that one. Then this last desk here, there was a hide right inside there. I think most dogs got this. There's a few dogs alerted on the outside of it rather than inside, and I took that as well, so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and then we have that yellow bin like I said earlier. Okay, so there's the first 4 hides. Also, we had another mimic that he kind of fell over and took a nap. Alright, now we're going to go outside. So we have some red dots right outside the door here. And then it goes down. We'll see the red dots as we get down there. It's about there. Okay, so this was the exterior search. There's only one dog that got sucked into these buckets with the orange flags. Not sure why. There is a food distractor right there. Most dogs did pretty good leaving the food distractors. A couple of them, they had to have a couple of cues to leave it alone. And then you can see the end over there. And there was a crack hide right here in these weeds. Right along there. That was the only hide in the exterior. Then we're going to go into room 4. And this is what it looks like. There's 3 hides in this room. The first hide is right over here. It was kind of going back and forth here. I would take either one of those 2 shelves. Okay. Again, a pretty nice pass rate on that particular hide. All of the televisions were out of play, as were the electrical outlets were out of play. Then we had the second hide in this room was down underneath there, but pretty much I'm taking anything in this area right here. Then this hide over here is an inaccessible, and it proved to be the most difficult of the day. Not exactly sure why, if the dogs just weren't used to doing inaccessibles or what the deal was. But it is right there where that cabinet is slightly open. Okay, should make it easy to find. But most of the dogs that found it were coming in a clockwise circle. So they were coming this way into that, and they were able to source it. So I'll show you. There it is right there. And this was not closed all the way. It was partly open. And we had a couple of drawers that were open. We did have one dog, just showing you, that actually sourced it from this side, and that would also be acceptable. Okay. Then we have room 3. This is our final search room, depending on what order you took them in. So we have a fun mimic distraction here as well, a Labrador. Oh my goodness, we didn't get it on camera, but there was one lab competitor that started to play with this black lab. That was very cute. Okay, so this room is actually clear. There is nothing in this room. Really a lovely place to search, lots of different things that we could have put hides in or on, but we ended up with 8, and they had 9.5 minutes. I'll have to count up the cues. I don't remember how many there were. Not as many as I had hoped, but still, we did have several that passed, so that's good. All right, thank you very much.